All right. I'm not even gonna like mess around with with like pre-show music or anything. I just want to get straight into the nitty-gritty because I've been juggling with technical issues for the last like 20 minutes. I planned on going live at like 12:45, so like 15 minutes ago, but then I couldn't get any sound to work. So I've been rewiring, recabling, and it looks like all of that was because in the settings for the Go XLR, I had the input set to game for the sound output, when in reality, I needed to set it to console. They're labeled differently. I don't know why. So, like, I spent 20 minutes rewiring stuff, trying to swap cables desperately to get ready for this. And then it turns out, oh, it's because something was mislabeled and I selected the wrong thing in a list. So there we go. There we go. That's where we're at. How's everybody doing, though? How's everybody doing? This is sort of like a last-minute impromptu thing because, of course, they announced that they're doing a little gameplay reveal of the day before. And, of course, now it's already come out. I have not watched it yet. I've been waiting to watch it with you guys live, so we're going to actually react to it together. Some of you guys I see in chat, it looks like you already saw it. That's awesome. I would just ask, like, no spoilers. Not that there's probably much to spoil, but just, you know, for those of us who are going to be watching it fresh. And, yeah, I mean, it's going to be pretty easy. We're going to turn this into tomorrow's video for the main YouTube channel. So make sure that you are chatting away, because it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a really good time. Let's see. Real quick, how does the stream look for everybody? Is the stream okay for everybody? Let's see, normal latency. Let me know how the stream looks, because we changed some settings around. So I want to know if it like looks okay or if it's broken. Recabling everything else. It's always so stupid. It's always like a super stupid thing that is breaking everything. Like, it's always so stupid, but you know what? That's why when you're troubleshooting stuff, especially computer stuff, you start with the simplest, dumbest possible solution, and usually that's the right one. Usually that's the right one. Okay. Oh baby. Oh baby. Here we are. Oh wow, this is live. This is live. You better believe it. No other way to do it. Let me pull the chat into Streamlabs so that you guys can show up in the video that goes up tomorrow. You guys got to be rewarded for being here live. That's how we do. Need to change the video resolution. It's not supported. Okay, so I think I have to go to normal latency. Yeah, but I mean, apparently it's working if you guys can see and hear me. So I guess we'll change it for tomorrow. We'll do it for tomorrow. We'll do it live. Okay, pop out chat. We're going to copy this into Streamlabs. Voila. Voila. YouTube chat. Paste that there. Boom. Boom. There we go. Anyway, hi. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hi. Welcome. Oh, Spec Ops. That's very generous. Thank you so much. 5 gifteds. Jeez. Coming out swinging. You're coming out swinging, my friend. I appreciate that. That's very, very generous. Very nice. Everybody else. Zesty. Proto. Good to see you. Spec Ops. Thank you again. Hey, future self watching this video whenever it comes out. I really still don't have a good feeling about this game. That seems to be the vibe even after this reveal that allegedly, I mean, it's supposedly meant to calm our fears. And, you know, when the calming does not calm, it's never a good sign. It's like Forspoken, you know? They're like, okay, we get that you guys are skeptical. We get that this game looks weird. Here's a demo. And then everybody plays the demo and it's like, okay, so yeah, it really sucks. It's like, oh, oops. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. You know, it's sometimes demos are great, but it seems like a lot of the games recently that have had demos end up just like totally screwing themselves. But I think it's not the demo that screws them. I think it's that they do the demo because they're already kind of screwed. Oops. By changing the resolution, everything is all screwed up, so I'm having to redo it. There was more gameplay? Yeah, about 30 minutes ago. So we're going to watch it here in just a second. Just putting all my phones on the various chargers. Yes, I have 2 phones. One for business, one for personal use. So that, it's my personal one doesn't get leaked somehow. My personal one's super secret. But the business one, yeah, sure, steal that phone number. I don't care. I'll just get a new phone number. I don't care if my business number changes. Who gives a crap? Also, again, shout out to Red Bull. They sent me, I kid you not, an unlimited supply. They said if I ever need more Red Bull to just let them know and they will ship it to me. Their first shipment was 75 pounds. 75 pounds of Red Bull. That's stupid. So, but they still say they can't sponsor YouTubers. How weird is that? They're like, yeah, we'll give you unlimited Red Bull, but we don't sponsor YouTubers. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, thank you. First of all, thank you. But also, that seems, isn't this just if you would have just sponsored me to give me free Red Bull, I would have been like, okay, yeah, no, I'm down. I'm down. Oh, did I save them? I didn't. Oh, that's so stupid. Oh, I went and got sound bites last night and they didn't save. Oh, I'm a dummy. Okay. Bummer. Okay, I've got to redo the soundboard now. Anyway, we talking 75 pounds, dollars, or 75 pounds? Weight. 75 weight pounds of Red Bull. And they said, again, if you ever need more, just let us know and we'll send you more. I'm like, okay, Jesus. Gonna send me into a heart attack. So I only drink these on days we do streams, and we only usually stream 3 days a week. So I try to be a good boy. And other than that, I don't really drink coffee. I do have some tea, but it's always caffeine-free tea. Because caffeine tends to make me sluggish. It doesn't actually hype me up. It's weird. Hits me different. Will you be doing anything on Evil Dead the game? They had new content drop today. I don't actually know. I haven't looked into it, but possibly. I did get confirmation today on Atomic Heart review codes. Those will probably be coming in around the 20th, if not a little bit sooner, for the launch that's on the 24th, I believe. So we'll have a few days with that. Hogwarts Legacy review code, still, they are dead silent. I don't know. They might not be super thrilled that I made a video that went semi-viral teasing them for their stupid collector's edition. So they might not be that thrilled with me, but who gives a crap? I mean, if they're not going to send me a review code for that, okay, sucks to suck. But I'm not going to apologize for that. That collector's edition sucks ass. I'm going to call it like I see it. I don't care. I do what I want. I don't care. I do what I want. What about Redfall? Still no word on Redfall either. Which, I mean, it's been an age-old thing. Ever since I called Bethesda Game Studios evil, they don't like to send me stuff. It's weird. But a skeptical take on Day Before. Yeah. I think that's pretty much what this video is going to be. Because it's just, there's so many red flags. You know what? I need to get my red flag ready. You should have red flag emotes in chat. So whenever I wave this for the video, make sure to light up in chat with the red flags, okay? You gotta represent. Let me make sure our other scenes are properly arranged. That doesn't look bad. See, they're giving me a big banner warning me about stuff. It's really weird. Also, everybody like the stream. That helps. Okay, close that. Close that. Close that. I'll be real. Am I the only one that's super annoyed by this Windows 11 thing? Windows 11 has this thing where you'll press on I don't know, pictures. But then pictures isn't the standard pictures. Oh, why is the chat over there? That's weird. Whoop. And then we'll scale it up. Move that over there. Okay. Red flags. There we go. There you go. Yeah, it's just really weird. It's really weird. But this pictures is not the same as if I go to this PC, then my username, and then to pictures. It's a different folder. It's really stupid. I feel like I'm missing something because it's so stupid. I'm I've got to be missing something. because this just doesn't make any sense at all. Check your spam. I will be adding a spam emote. Okay, I will do it. We just got 5 gifted gifted memberships. So if we get, I think we need 5 more after that because we needed 10 more. If we get 5 more memberships over the course of this stream, I will be able to add 1 more emote because YouTube like blocks it by how many memberships you have. And that emote will be a spam folder because you guys will remember I missed out on going to New York City for the red carpet event for the Last of Us HBO show because the invite went to my spam folder. So I didn't see it until like 3 weeks after the event, which really sucks. So if you've ever had like a moment of just, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. That was my moment. So we're going to add a spam filter or a spam folder emote. Do you use OneDrive on your PC? No. And I can't figure out how to turn it off. If you know, I mean, I guess I could look it up, but I got to figure out how to turn it off because they keep trying to force me to use it. You know, we're like in the whole thing, it says like status of sync for every file on your computer. I don't want to sync it. I don't want OneDrive. I pay like a stupid amount of money for Dropbox Business because we back up all of the gameplay footage we use. But anyway, I lost a chance at an apartment because I went to spam. Oh God, it hurts so bad. Just disable it from Task Manager. Oh, and then like prevent it from startup. That could work. Okay, I'll do that. There's cloud folders and regular folders. I would turn off OneDrive if you don't want cloud. Okay, that's what I'll have to do. That's what I'll have to do. Anyway, we should probably do this. Are you going to be streaming on Twitch tomorrow? Not on Twitch, here on YouTube. We stream on YouTube now. Twitch, for those of you guys who... Google Drive. The reason Zesty Bean is because Dropbox Business, you pay a flat fee and then you have unlimited storage. And for me, this little NAS down here has 48 terabytes of storage, and that's where we store every second of every game that I play. We record it all for critiques. So all of it's stored on there, and then that thing syncs with Dropbox Business. So we have like 20 terabytes of storage through Dropbox. But if we paid through like Google Drive, I think we'd be paying something insane, like, you know, over $1,000 a month. It's ridiculous. So this is the better option for us. But anyway, I was going to say something and then I got totally distracted. The Twitch thing. Yeah, for those of you who missed it, we did get an offer initially from Twitch to go back to Twitch. They were like, hey, we'll make you a partner, which I already applied and got partner, even though I wasn't streaming on Twitch. They wanted me to come on as a partner. So that wasn't a great offer. And then they made like a cash offer in addition because they're like, hey, we just want you to come. And it was like stupid. It was like insultingly low for Twitch. Like, it would be enough for me to help like my editor, Jacob, upgrade his PC and that's it. Like very, very little, very little. So it wasn't a big deal, but we've countered and we're like, hey, so we really like YouTube streaming. The audience loves YouTube streaming. What can you do for us to make this really worth our while? And they came back with less. So I said, screw you guys, I'm going home. So we are not moving to Twitch. We're staying on YouTube and we're going to have a great time doing it. I mean, we got 450 people in here right now. That's crazy. For an impromptu, unscheduled stream. That's awesome. That's awesome. 400 plus people in here just to chill. And that's awesome. And I thank you all for that because this is amazing. So yeah, we're staying on YouTube. Let's see. Just watched your How to Create a Viral Video Game review the other day. First time here. Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's been a while since I made that video. I probably have some tweaks to it because it's been like a year and a half, maybe 2 years since I did that. Seeing you've upgraded to 1440p. I tried to upgrade to 4K 60. So we're streaming at like a 30 megabit per second upload right now. And so I tried to upgrade to 4K, but apparently I can't do 4K on low latency. It has to be normal latency. So tomorrow we'll probably try normal latency and see how that stream works. Yeah, Rocky will not be happy. Yeah. It is what it is, Tubes. It is what it is, Tubes. No hot tub stream. Yeah, I guess not. Fahad, hey Luke, I love watching your content. Love from Pakistan. Awesome. Glad to have you, my friend. Hey everyone, long-time watcher, first-time commenter. Awesome, we got a lurker chatting away. I love it. Thank you, Joshua. Let's see. Yeah, leave a like, bums. Leave a like, bums. Let's see. YouTube streaming has come a long way for sure. Well, and just yesterday they added a feature where mods can actually mod now. Before that, like, mods could basically time people out and that's it, which is not great. Not great. Let's see. Miss Grandia, hey Luke, been watching you for years. Even remember when I'd scheduled that show you had with your two other co-hosts. How are they, by the way? And so happy you're growing so fast. You deserve every view. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And yes, back in the day when we would do, what was it? Knit Grit with Cammie and Jacob. Jacob still works with me. Cammie wanted to move on and try some other stuff. And you know, I wish her all the best luck in the world. If she ever wanted to come back and keep working for me, I would welcome her back very quickly because Cammie does amazing work. But I think it was basically like COVID was tough and everybody was at home during COVID, so she could kind of justify doing all of this weird stuff with Americans. And eventually, like, COVID started to lift and lockdowns lifted, and she was like, okay, I've got to get like a real job. And at the time, the YouTube channel was not making hardly any money at all. It's only the last like 6-7 months that we've actually been like sort of financially comfortable on YouTube, which is funny. But it just is what it is. So only recently have we started to have a decent amount of money coming in where I can like pay Jacob to help me edit stuff, a good wage. But with Cammie, it was always tough just because it's like, you know, I'm asking her to like work on this YouTube channel and we're hoping that the YouTube channel blows into something that we don't know if it will, you know. But I would welcome her back at any time if she wanted to work again because she does great stuff. Jonathan, thank you so much. Jeez, 10 gifteds. You know what that means, guys? We get the spam folder emote. We officially get it. We've done it. Why are they using the name the day before when just a few days ago they claimed the delay was because of name copyright or whatever? I think they're hoping they can resolve it, but I also don't believe for a second that that's why they delayed it. I totally buy that they didn't do like the they didn't do the process for actually trademarking it because they seem totally incompetent. But I do also think that they use that as an excuse not to release the game because this whole thing is really weird. But we're gonna check out the actual. Let me pull it up. The day before official gameplay trailer. Okay, I have it pulled up and we're gonna watch it in 4K. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Mike Nelson, you're getting too much traffic now. I'm gonna go unlike all the streams I liked at PRV. Oh God. Pierre Olivier Martel. Hey Luke, discovered you 1 month ago and 1 week ago I discovered your lives. I love it, man. Awesome. I'm glad to have you. I love hearing all these stories of like all the new faces, like, and where people come from, where they learned about this stream and the channel. Like, it's all so cool. Miguel, thank you for the €2. Please react to the 40-second short they posted. They posted a short as well. Hold on, I didn't see the short. Did they tweet it out? Name the movie real quick. Name the movie. How precarious, how peculiar. If you can name the movie, we'll be best friends. Okay? Name the movie. Does anyone know? I say it all the time and I don't even mean to. But it is a reference to a movie. Not The Grinch. It's not The Grinch. They posted a TikTok. Oh, it's a TikTok. Okay. Lord of the Rings? Nope. How precarious, how peculiar. How precarious, how peculiar. Oh, I don't think I can even find like a clip of the moment it happens. Oh no. Otherwise I would just play it. Oh Jesus. Jesus goodness. What the hell? Silence? You guys are insane right now. That's ridiculous. First, Spec Ops comes in, gifts 5. And then Jonathan gifts 10, and now Silence is gifting 20. Goodness gracious. Okay, well, welcome everybody to the membership club. That's ridiculous. Who's gifting all these? Wonderful people. Wonderful people. That's ridiculous. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. That's wonderful. And welcome everybody who has not seen it. How precarious. I don't think I'm going to be able to find the clip. I'm sorry. How precarious. How peculiar. No, I can't find it. Anyway, it's from one of my favorite weird movies that really is, it's weird that I like it so much. But it's from this film, The Box Trolls, where Ben Kingsley's character is like talking about the box trolls and what's going on, and is like, ooh, how precarious, how peculiar. So that's what I'm referencing. It's a really weird claymation movie. I don't even know how to describe it, but the animation's great and it's very good. Box Trolls, if you haven't seen it. So that's my weird reference of the day. I don't, shame anybody for not getting the reference. It's weird. Morbius, Legally Blonde. Yeah, I mean, it's vague. It's very, very obscure. What the fuck? How are we supposed to guess this? I'm sorry. Box Trolls is awesome, though. I recommend it if you haven't seen it, because it's just freaking weird. And Ben Kingsley is tremendous in it. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. If somebody has a link to that TikTok, send it to me in chat or on the Discord, and we can check that out. But as of right now, we're just gonna have to wing it. Okay, thank you again, everybody, for the gifted memberships and stuff. That is extremely generous. I greatly appreciate that. It's a YouTube short. Oh, it's a YouTube short. I'm so confused. I'm trying my best. Did they post it? Fantastic. Yeah, here it is. Okay, 40-second short. Here it is. Okay, I found that. We're gonna make sure the volume's all the way up on these. Okay, we're gonna watch these. What I'm gonna do, again, thank you everybody who gave the memberships and everything. I'm going to briefly pause them while we record this, just so they aren't glitching out, because otherwise the audio will keep clipping over and over and over again. Another weird thing about YouTube, they have some issues with that. But I will catch up on any other donations or memberships or anything else that come through while we're filming this. Like I said, this is going to be pretty damn chill. We're basically going to be reacting to it in real time. Nothing too complicated. We're going to just kind of hang out, talk about it real quick. Again, I don't know what to expect. I'm not super optimistic, but I'm a little bit like that. So while we get ready for this, because there's a slight delay, everybody in chat say hi YouTube, because we're about to get going. So if you put hi YouTube, you can end up in the video, and we're just gonna go for it. We're gonna rock and roll. Uh-oh, hold on. Is it? Oh, hold on. Oh, we good? Hold on, there was a little dip. We're back, though. Okay, we're good. Okay, everybody. Here, I can start it like this. Everybody keep saying it. Wrong button. Oops, sorry. My sausage fingers got in the way. So we have all been very skeptical of the day before, not because we're trying to be like cynical pricks or anything, but simply because the game doesn't look real, and the developers have said some stuff that's really weird. And every time they have the opportunity to win us over with gameplay, with clear explanations of what even this game is supposed to be, anytime they have the chance to do that, they end up doing something bafflingly stupid and very, very weird that just screams like red flags, nothing but. It's extremely strange. So today, live on YouTube, actually on my live channel with the chat glitching out right now, you can see we've got a ton of people in here hanging out. Let me refresh the cache. There we go. And we're going to check this out live and see what this is about, because they just released a 40-second short and a 10-minute gameplay preview, and we're gonna see what's up, tubes. I'm quite skeptical because they have not shown off anything that's particularly convincing, but who knows, maybe maybe this is the day that it changes. Maybe this is the day that they blow us all away and we end up like totally in love with this game, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, fantastic, the developers, you've amazed me, this is incredible. I don't expect that to happen, but I would love for it to happen. So we're gonna just jump right into it. Real quick, I do want to say, if you want to hang out with us live and hang out with all of these lovely people as we stream this stuff, just look up in the search bar Luke Stevens live, and you can hang out with us while we stream this stuff. Record big videos for the main channel as well, and we've got live stream highlights, clips, pretty much anything that doesn't fit on the main channel ends up here. So if you want to go check that out, just again look up Luke Stevens live and do that. It's a great time. So we'll see you over there. But as for now, let's just jump right into it. We're hostages. Yeah, see, this is how it's done. There's a lot of like little camera angles. I will say I'm doing pretty good so far of not fumbling over my words a little bit. I'm doing a little bit, but like this is how the sausage is made. This is how it works, guys. This is how it works. Also, everybody, if you have these socials, follow these socials. Instagram, I'm really bad about posting to, but TikTok, we've been filming dedicated content there. So if you want to, like, if you have TikTok, just throw me a follow there. Lol, cringe. He said, follow me on TikTok. I know. It's what we're supposed to say. YouTubers are supposed, sorry. Influencers are supposed, how stupid is that? It's so dumb. Like, it's the most like attempted PC thing. Like, we need to validate ourselves and be influencers. We're not like YouTubers or streamers. We're influencers because we influence people. I'm like, go screw yourself. Who gives a crap if you influence people? I'm just some dude sitting in a basement right now making videos about video games. Like, we have a good time, we have fun with it, but this is nothing too serious. Like, this is pretty stupid when you when you think of it. I'm talking to glass and plastic in front of me. This objectively is weird. If aliens came down and looked in the window, they'd be like, okay, so he's the weird one, and they would just leave. But like, this is not that serious, just to be clear. Anyway, let's let's do this. I'm getting triggered already. Should we start real quick? Those of you who have seen it, should we start with the YouTube short, the 40-second thing, or should we start with the gameplay reveal? What do you think? Because I've not seen either. I don't know if they meant for you to watch one before the other. I don't know. I'm kind of expecting the short. Start with the short. Okay, I can do that. Okay, let's just jump right into it. Okay. Now, to begin, we're going to watch this 40-second or 39-second lol short that they posted to their YouTube channel of them playing this. I haven't seen any of this stuff yet, for the record. I intentionally have avoided it over the last half hour since it dropped, so I'm going to be reacting to it live as we chill here together. But what I will predict this is going to be is simply a video like over the shoulder, as you can kind of see the outline of. I think it's going to be a video over the shoulder of somebody playing the game so that they can prove that this is running in real time and somebody can play this game, which doesn't actually do anything to convince anybody of that, because you can just record gameplay and then hold a controller and match inputs. Like, this is not okay, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is going to be really, really good. Let's see what it is. Let's give it a fair shot. Let's see. Okay, got audio up. Okay. It's literally exactly what I said. It is a guy sitting in front of a computer because they wanted to prove the game is real. This is bad. If you ever reach a point where you have to do something like this, that's the whole thing. Okay, wow. If you have to do this just to convince people your product is real, that's not good. That's not good. Like, wow. Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe let's give it, you know what? I'm gonna play devil's advocate. This is really good. This, sorry, straight face. This is very serious. This is really good because they show the game running, and it seems to be working. There's not a lot of frame drops from what we can see. Sure, there doesn't seem to be like any UI, but that's, you know, they probably turned it off to make it look more cinematic, which I can appreciate. And I know what you're thinking. Maybe they just, you know, they didn't want to show you what the game is like built off. I can't do this. Okay, let's just look at the actual gameplay. let's just look at the actual gameplay. This is so weird. Also, how freaking high is his sensitivity? Like, you see, he's moving around and he's barely moving the mouse. He's playing with like, you know, 6400 DPI or something. Like, dude, chill out. Chill out, dude. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Everybody in chat, real quick. Red flags. Red flags in the chat. This whole thing is a big ol' juicy, thick, girthy red flag, without a doubt. See, this was an investment. My wife tried to make fun of me for buying a red flag. This is one of the best investments I've ever made on the channel. And unfortunately, I use it a lot. Like, way more than I thought I would. But you know what? I guess we just get a lot of really sketchy games. Let's just, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, tubes. Okay, let's see this actual 10-minute gameplay bit as well, though. We've got to actually see what they're going to show off. Now, to be clear, what they needed to do here is they needed to convince people that this game is not only real, but as far as I'm concerned, they need to prove that it's got structure to it. Because everything they've shown so far are like little vertical slices of, okay, we go in here, we clean this house out. That's not a game. You need more than that, because this allegedly is going to have like, you know, long-term support. This is going to have at least an intention to have updates and content patched in and expansions and things. This is supposed to be an MMO. You're supposed to play this for like hundreds and hundreds of hours. So they've got to convince us that there's even that much there, that there is content here. And, you know, bear in mind, this game was also up until like a week ago. This was supposed to launch in just a few short weeks. So I don't know. You know, they've got a lot to prove. They've got a lot to prove. By the way, little tidbit. I just got reached out to by these guys. I don't know. I did see another YouTuber take a screenshot of this email, and it doesn't say confidential. I got an email from Fantastic, the developers of this game, asking me if I'd be interested in promoting the game in a 60-second to 3-minute spot, where I basically hype up the game and ask people to wishlist it and stuff. We're not even sure if the game is real. So they're contacting content creators to try to pay them to promote this game. So just be aware of that. You know, when you look out and you see YouTubers maybe hyping this game up, be a little suspicious of that, because this whole thing is weird. But let's see what this gameplay actually looks like. Okay, let's see it for the first time. I've never watched this. Real-time reactions. Here we go. The day before. Not inspired by the Last of Us font at all. Okay. You know what? I really don't understand why they couldn't just invite a really popular streamer. Get like Tim the Tatman to come out and play this game for 30 minutes. Do that. Like, this is more of the same. Like, this doesn't... Guys, this... I don't... Okay, well, anyway, let's just keep going. I knew somebody was going to bring up the yoga pants. I knew somebody was going to mention it. I told you guys the story about my buddy Michael, right? Michael, one day we were playing, like, I think we were going to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and he was like, oh, no, I'm going to choose Cassandra. I was like, why not Alexios? I was just curious why he chose her over Alexios. And he's like, if I'm going to play a game and stare at somebody's back end for 100 hours, I'd rather stare at a girl's back end. I was like, oh, I can't argue with that logic. Well put, Michael. You know what? You got me. There you go. Okay, so she's running around. I still don't really know what you do in this game. Hopefully they can answer that. Okay, workbench. Bunch of customizations. I don't really like the UI, but that's just me. Maybe you love it. Okay. It's a gun. Confirmed. Odd music. What I think it is it's playing on like a radio in the room. So I think it's just happenstance that it's here. It's not like this is what happens when you're like, it's not like this is the music playing while you explore the world. Guys, you have 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes of gameplay and this is what we're doing? Like I'm pretty sure they've already shown this system off. I'm so confused. Again, all of this stuff is conscious, okay? Like, they know, and they've spent weeks, allegedly, preparing this reveal. And they chose to start it with no context, no narrative context or justification for what you're doing in the mission while exploring or anything. And instead, they come out swinging with some UI and a system they've already shown off. You know, I'll give them this. It does look to be way better than Warzone 2's system, so I'll give them that. But that's not saying much. Like, the buttons work. Can you believe it? It's amazing. Okay, she's leaving now. Okay, so far we are 3 minutes, almost 3.5 minutes into this 10-minute reveal. And have they accomplished anything that they set out to do? I would say so far not. I'm not convinced that there's actually a game here. I'm not convinced that this is running like on a server between players. And I still don't know what you do. Like, I still don't know what you do in this game. Okay, they added blood effects. I think that's new. I don't remember that being like that before. Now, I guess I should clarify what I mean when I say we don't know what you even do in this game. To be clear, what you do in this game matters because, again, they're asking you to spend hundreds of hours on this. This is an MMO. So if the task to the player, like say you boot up the game, you log in, and then you load into the world. What I'm asking is, what do you do for those hundreds of hours? Are you going and collecting loot to upgrade weapons, build up better loadout? Maybe there's zones on the map that are really, really tough and you can only get in there with late game gear. Maybe that's what it is. We see them customizing weapons. Do those weapons stay with you from session to session? So as you upgrade them, you can bring them to the next area and then, you know, fight tougher enemies. They've shown this system a couple of times, this keypad thing. Are they just... Oh no, it's based on where it's worn out. The keys are worn out. So they're just trial and error swapping between number... Okay, that's really stupid. I thought, like, the Bethesda lockpicking minigame was stupid. That's on another level, but okay. Because it's literally guesswork. Like, there's no skill involved with that. You're just... You're just pressing one of 4 buttons in random orders. You know, I don't love that. That's really, really dumb. But like here, we're running through a city. Okay. And we are looting stuff and exploring. Are we trying to take objectives? Are we trying to clear out areas so that, you know, for a narrative purpose we can extract? Are we trying to recruit survivors like in State of Decay? Like what are we doing? Oh man. Just running. Just running. Just compare this to the gameplay reveals that you've seen from like Naughty Dog or Insomniac. Even like Bethesda. As much as I joke about BGS and Todd Howard with all of his detail overflowing, his cup runneth over with detail, they still know how to show off gameplay and show off a game in a way that you immediately understand what you do, what's going to be fun about it, what's going to be engaging about it, and it makes you want to engage with it. Like this, I don't understand. I just don't get it, man. I feel like I'm missing something. Like, guys, you had 10 minutes of gameplay. We are now 2/3 of the way through, and nothing has happened.
If you are outside, please find a shelter or another safe place.
Okay.
All citizens are strongly urged to remain calm.
Okay.
All citizens are advised not to leave their homes.
Okay, there's a zombie there. Because from what we've seen so far, what the game seems to be is basically an open world that you load into with some guns, and then you just kind of wander around with a friend. And it seems like that's the game. That's the whole thing. And you know what? Maybe for some people, that's enough. I could see, like, in high school, I used to load into, like, Just Cause 2 and just explore the map without needing to do anything. Like, I didn't need quests. I didn't need anything else. I would just screw around. And that was enough for me. So I'm sure there's some people out there where they're watching this and this is good enough for them. They're willing to buy it. They're willing to get it just like, you know, yeah, true. It's just a sandbox. You just make your own fun. They give you this world to run around in, and that's it. But man, for me, I got stuff to do, man. Like I got stuff to do. I can't just screw around with like no objectives, no clarity, no guide. Like there's got to be something. There's got to be a game here. Because as of right now, this is just a sandbox. And we don't even know if it's a full sandbox. We don't know if this multiplayer stuff is going to work. We don't know, like, if session to session your items carry over or the crafting materials carry over. We don't know any of that stuff. And they refuse to like talk about it. It's just, oh man, it's weird. It's weird. Oh geez, dude. You know what? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in chat right now. I'm gonna do a survey. We're gonna do a survey now. Okay, a little poll for all of y'alls. Would you buy the game based off of this? Or based off of what has been shown? Okay, they shot more. Again, like, are we just wandering around the city? Is that really all we're doing? Is that really all we're doing? Okay, I'm gonna put this in. Okay, I'm adding it to the chat. It should show up on camera. Yep, there we go. And you guys just answer this and fill it in as the votes come in. And that's literally the whole thing. Wow. Dude, it's so bad. They really didn't have to like do anything that crazy, but that's literally just more of what we've already seen. Like, at this point, okay, is this like some sort of psyop? Is that what they're doing? Is this some sort of weird like 4D chess mixed with Hungry Hippos and checkers where they're actually trolling us to talk about the game more because they're realizing that if we just make a decent game, it won't get people that excited. But if we make a game that seems fake, then we'll get all this social media hype. Are they doing that? Or are they just totally incompetent and really, really freaking stupid? And they think that this is going to be convincing. I don't know, dude. This whole thing is freaking weird. It gives Abandoned vibes? Absolutely it does. Absolutely it does. Jeez, man. Okay, I'm gonna end this poll. Let's see where we are at with the final tally. Okay, final count. 80% would not, 13% maybe, and 6% yes. Honestly, kind of higher than I expected, but I respect all of you guys for answering honestly, and I appreciate that. Overarching thoughts, here's where I'm at. Okay, my concerns with this game are, for one, we don't know if it's real, which basically just means we don't know if this game, I mean, to put it simply, we don't know if there's a game here. We don't know if there's a there. Like, as of right now, all they've shown off could have been put together with some, like, freemium assets through Unreal Engine, whatever that marketplace, I forget what the marketplace is called, but they have a marketplace where you can basically take free assets and just paste them in your world. You could pretty easily build something like this with a team of maybe 10, 15 people, show it off and make it look decent. However, what people wanted today was a demonstration that this game is working. Because again, this game was supposed to launch in just a few short weeks. And according to them, the only reason it didn't launch when it was supposed to, or won't be launching when it was supposed to, is because of this trademark dispute. They said we forgot to trademark the name, some other dude did, and now he's suing us, and so we've got to deal with that first, basically. Which already, I mean, like, again, what company doesn't know to trademark the thing that they're about to sell to potentially millions of people? I'm not a game dev. I'm not a millionaire. I don't run a multi-million-dollar business, and I could have told you that. You needed to do that. It's really weird. It's really, really weird. And so, like, furthermore, okay, it gets even stupider. But like, the reason that's important is because the game is allegedly good to go. It was just this one stupid thing they forgot to do that caused the game to get delayed. So the game is supposedly pretty much ready to go. And yet every time they show it off, it's like a short of some dude sitting at a PC, barely moving his hand. Hold on, let me pull that up again. Barely moving his hand as it's just, he looks like some sort of captive, like a terrorist organization has chained him up and he's chained to the seat now. Like, it's just weird, dude. It's just weird. And like, so either they're trolling us or they actually thought, yeah, that's good. This will get them. Because we couldn't possibly fake this. Like, and even if this is in fact running real time, even if, I don't think it really matters. Because this still doesn't answer any of the questions of actual gameplay, whether or not the systems are actually working. It doesn't answer any of that. It would say that, yeah, you can run through this street in real time. Yeah, sure, that works. But it still doesn't tell us what the game is, what you're supposed to do. None of that. And that's concerning. So at this point, I'm basically at the point where I would say pretty confidently that this whole thing is, at the very least, extremely suspect. And I sure as hell would not pre-order it. I would not buy it. Even if, and like, this is one of the things with Abandoned and these other types of games that do this type of thing. Even if you want to, like, one day be a content creator or a streamer, don't do it sacrificing, like, your money to con men and con artists and people doing sketchy stuff like this. If you, like, want to make a big video covering this game, you don't need to buy it. You can just make a video pointing out how stupid it is, and the video will do okay. Like, one of the things with these sketchy games is sometimes people feel the need to buy the game in order to make content for the game to maybe one day, blow up with it. But that's exactly what these guys are leaning into. So don't give into that. Like, this whole thing is extremely suspicious. Don't give into it, because they're hoping that you do. As of right now, correct me in chat if I'm wrong, guys, real quick. I don't think you can actually pre-order this. My understanding is you can only wishlist it. Am I wrong? Can you pre-order it officially? Because if you can pre-order it, you should definitely cancel it yesterday. However, I think it's just wishlisting. You cannot pre-order? Okay, no pre-orders. Okay, good. So as of right now, they've not pocketed any money. Yeah, they took it off of Steam, but they put it back on like 15 minutes later or like 30 minutes later or something. Very normal. very, very normal stuff. But like this thing is funny. It's nice to laugh, and have something to meme on, but don't pre-order it even for the hate playing, because that's exactly what these guys are hoping for. With the sheer amount of attention that they're getting, they're hoping that even 50,000 people out there across the globe buy the game just to try it for like shits and giggles, basically. And then this game could actually be a success if it is in fact just totally fake and it's, they've spent like barely any money putting it together. So don't even buy it for the gags. Because that's, again, what they're hoping. It's not there anymore. It's still, okay, I stand corrected. I thought that they put it back up. But no, it's still missing. Very, very normal. Not suspicious at all. But all told, guys, I think this is pretty clear. We were hoping that this would be the day that we become convinced. Because, again, like, I just need to be clear on this. I want to be excited for games, okay? I want to like stuff. I want to love it. I want to have a new obsession. I would love to have a new zombie open world MMO to lose days of gameplay time in. Don't you think I would love that? Of course I would love that. But I'm not so like obtuse that I can't see how dumb this is. And everybody else, like, we would love to love this game, but sometimes a game just sucks. Sometimes reveals just suck. Sometimes the marketing for a game just sucks. And we're going to call it out when that happens. And maybe the game launches and it ends up being amazing, but usually where there's smoke, there's fire. And right now, this thing is a billowing chimney of dark, gross, tarry smoke that's extremely stinky. Meanwhile, the people operating that chimney stack are pretending like there's no smoke at all, that everything's fine. It's like, I think there's a fire. No, it's fine. Shut up. We're good. Do you want to see a video of a guy in the building with definitely not a fire in the background? Like, the whole thing is really, really strange. So I'm going to keep an eye on this, but I don't expect this to blow us all away, other than in a negative way. So, you know what, we will just have to wait and see. I will be reaching out to Fantastic because they're reaching out to me now. I'm not going to accept money for, of course, promoting this game, but if they have like a preview build or a build that they're going to send out to influencers, then I would love to tackle it and actually play it for you guys. So I'll keep you up to date on the live stream as to whether or not I hear back from them and if something like that happens. But until then, we're here with a game that seems to be pretty fake and extremely, extremely suspicious. So not what we were hoping for today, but I mean, I guess we probably could have seen this coming because this whole thing has been very, very, very weird. But thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me in chat. Of course, all of these lovely people are hanging out with us. We had just about 1,000 people live in chat with us while we film this video. So if you want to be one of those people hanging out with us when we film videos and just hang out, we stream multiple times a week, usually Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Today we're streaming on Thursday as well to talk about this. So if you want to join us, just search Luke Stevens Live up in the YouTube search bar or in the links in the description or the chat, and you can join us there. We'd love to see you. It'd be awesome. But until I see you then, much love, and we will see you in the next one. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye. There we go. Boom. Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that fun? Easy peasy. Come play with me. I had a roommate in college. I kid you not. He's like one of the funniest people I ever met. But he would get bored whenever he was done studying, and he would stand outside my bedroom door in our college house, and he would just lean his head against the door like a kid and just yell, "Come play with me. I'm bored." And then he'd get on the floor and try to talk under the door. He was a man-child, but it was thoroughly entertaining. He was really, really fun. I'm that roommate. It was fun until like he started doing it pretty late at night when I was like trying to make YouTube videos or sleep. It got a little annoying. Or like when the girlfriend's over, it's like, dude, can you not? Please? Guys, obtuse the stream. Yes, please. Let me catch up on these things that came in while we were filming real quick. Like I said, I was trying to get in the zone during that. Duderson, thank you for the £2. Wanted to support you. Can't afford the monthly. Oh, dude, you're fine. The £2 is already extremely generous. Thank you. Trouble Champ, that is a fake video. Very obvious. I agree. Thank you for the 179. Thomas Mullins, good to see you again. At a point in time, I was excited for the game. Now, not so much. It looks like the worst of The Last of Us and Days Gone had a child. And then meanwhile, also had network systems that probably won't work. Let's be completely honest. Luke, it's Thursday. What is this stream? Well, you know what? We're feeling it. We're feeling it. I was like, why not? I thought about it. I was like, I could film this video just like one off. I could just film it. Or I could go live and hang out with some people for a few minutes. Like, why not do that? This game just seems like a better version of DayZ, but still seems very sketchy. Also hope your day has been well, Luke. Oh, it has been. Monkey, thank you so much. Yeah, it's very, very sketchy. And thank you for the 5. And then JTCU, this may as well be Sims. What am I watching? I also do not know. It's extremely, extremely strange. They also have Resident Evil 4 gameplay. That one up? Went up on Game Informer 1 hour ago. Yeah, look at this. Oh, who knew? Japanese? No, I don't speak Japanese. Can we do auto translate? Let's do English. That sounds like a good language.
Biohazard 4の
Okay, they're gonna do it anyways. Okay, never mind.
まあアートの特徴で言うならやっぱキャラクター。
Okay.
レオンだったりアシュリーだったりっていうその魅力的なキャラクターがたくさんいるっていうのが、まあ、とても大事なところでもあるし、プラス、世界観で言ったらとても今までのバイオハザードと違ってシチュエーションが多いんですよね。村とか城とか、まあ、いろいろシチュエーションが多いんで、まあ、そういうところのバリエーションだったり幅みたいなものを持ってたんで、まあ、そこの幅を減らさずに進めていきたいなと。同じような絵にならないようにちゃんとそれぞれのキャラクターを魅力を出してあげたいなっていうのは最初に思ってました。まあ、もちろん、一番好きなのはレオンですね。やっぱり自分も
I would really hope that in the future they just like they make it standard where before videos like this they just say quick little fade in running on a PS4 or running on a PS5 at like on performance mode or on fidelity mode or whatever it has, and then it fades out. That's all we need. Because I look at this right now and I'm like, normally studios and developers and game publishers, they want to make the games look as good as possible in marketing materials, so they'll put it on like a supercomputer and then like, you know, crank it with a 4090 and everything else and just crank it to the max, make it look as good as possible, and then they'll use that in their marketing materials. So that's kind of like the assumption people have. And so when I see gameplay like this, I start to really wonder, and I'm like, the frame rate's really low. Is it because it's running on PS5? Maybe, but I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird. It's the same thing that we were wondering about, like, Callisto Protocol. Because Callisto Protocol didn't look super great before launch. And you guys, those of you who were here in chat hanging out with me, you can attest that I was saying something weird is going on with this game, because this is supposed to be the best footage they have, and in the best footage they have, there's all sorts of hitching and stuttering and stuff that we ended up seeing in the final game. So when I see footage like this, I start to get a little concerned because it is pretty low frame rate, but maybe it's just because we were just watching 60 FPS gameplay, so the 30 FPS looks really, really stilted. I don't know. Maybe I'm being overly picky. But anyway. And in Gotham Knights' case, running on the only mode. Yeah, specifying that would also be helpful. Would this mean no stream tomorrow? No, we'll still stream tomorrow. Yeah, this is an extra. A weekly extra. Sure is.
オリジナルを普通に学生の時に遊んで楽しんでた 身なので、主人公のレオンが、まあ、もちろんかっこよくて好きだし。
Drinner, thank you so much for the $7. Very generous. I wonder how much information will be stolen from a person every time they play the day before. The whole thing is just so strange. The whole thing is just one huge red flag. And like I said, maybe they're playing 4D chess, and they're just taking us all for a ride. Or maybe they're just really stupid and they just don't know what they're doing. Which, Occam's razor, the solution with the least number of assumptions is usually the correct one. And in this case, the simpler and answer with less variables is the one where they're just over their heads and kind of being stupid. So I'm going to go with that. Wannabe, thank you for the $14.99. Hey, Luke, love your videos. Wanted your opinion on what graphics card I should use. I should consider for 4K Ultra Gaming at around 60 frames for current gen AAA games, and also keep running out the content. You're the best, bro. Oh, I appreciate you, and thank you. I would say, so I've run a 3080, and now I'm running a 4090. What I will say is the 3080 was good enough to run pretty much all AAA games at 4K, especially with DLSS stuff, at 60, right about on the nose. If you want to crank like ray tracing to ultra, like psycho mode on Cyberpunk and stuff, you're going to need a 4090, just being real, or a 4080. But like the 3080 probably gets you where you need to go. If you get like, my monitor is a 4K 144 hertz monitor, and this 4090 is able to max everything out and hit 144 frames at 4K. So if you want to upgrade the monitor eventually, you could future-proof with the 4090. Otherwise, I think the 3080 is probably just fine. Let's be real. Let's be totally real. The day before, the day before it gets canceled. I don't think you can cancel something that doesn't exist. It's like that South Park thing when they're doing the episode on World of Warcraft, and they're like, this guy, he's put in so many hours. It's almost like he has no life. And then they turn back. But how do you kill that which has no life? That's exactly what the day before is like. It's like, how do you kill that which has no life? It doesn't exist. How do you cancel it? I don't think you can. Oh, man.
な主人公だと思うんで、でプラス敵で言うなら、まあ、チェーンソーかなっていうのが大きいですね。でチェーンソーが好きだったんで、まあ、今回そのリメイクでもチェーンソーが出るってなった時に、まあ、今回のチェーンソーどうしようかなっていう。
Graphically it looks good, but this has got to be... Is this just running at 30? Is that what it is? I think it's just running at 30 frames. So I think that's why it looks really stuttery to me, because it looks like a smooth 30. On YouTube, you can press the little like period or comma with the little arrow things. I don't know what they're called, to move forward one frame at a time. And I'm only pressing it once. And so it's synced with 30 frames. So it's running at a smooth 30. It's not like it's dropping frames or anything. I think I'm just spoiled and used to 60. So this looks really, really rough because it's running at 30. But it seems to be running at a smooth 30.
で、まあ、いろいろデザインの段階でいろいろ書いたんですよね。ディレクターとかと話してる時になんでしょうね。もっとムキムキにしたりとか。
Dude's got a chainsaw!
なんか長いコートを着せたりして、なんかいろんなタイプのチェーンソーを書いてみたんですけど、なんですかね、なんか違うなっていうのがあって、で、まあ、改めて原作やったりとか、まあ、チェーンソー自体をちゃんと見てたら、チェーンソーの魅力ってやっぱりなんですかね、普通なんですよ。普通の人が麻袋をかぶってチェーンソーを持ってるっていうのが。
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Like, they could try to make him super sketchy and crazy and, you know, have his face melting off and, you know, he's missing a leg or something. Like, they could go crazy with it. But sometimes something a little more benign is scarier. Like, you don't need to go too crazy.
やっぱホラーなんですよ。これが怖い。これが意外とやっぱムキムキだったりとかクリーチャーなやつがチェーンソーを持ってても、それはもう化け物なんですよ。怖くないんですよ。あくまで 通に理性のありそうな人間がチェーンソー麻袋を持ってかぶってチェーンソーを持ってるっていうのがそれが怖いっていうのにやっぱり落ち着いたんで、結局首から下は実はガナードと衣装が一緒なんですよ。ほとんど首から上の麻袋とチェーンソーだけがあいつにとって特別で、でもそれが
I've used a chainsaw. That's not how they work. You can't do that. It's very unrealistic. If you do that, you'll break the chainsaw.
逆に言ったら守らなきゃいけないリメイクオリジナルのバイオ4の良さだったり、その敵キャラクターとしての良さだったりします。なんで今回もそういうところは守ってるけど、あれですね、でも
Yeah, the chainsaw is
グラフ
basically
ィッ
a
クが進化した
lightsaber.
分は
Yeah.
だいぶ入れさせてもらってて、服の質感とか、あと麻袋から覗く目とかもよければじっくり見てもらえたらいいかなと思います。
Now if you'd shut up, we'd be good to go. Lighten up. This should hold for a while.
Pop!
Not bad. I'll take this one.
I mean, that looks way better than the original. Oof.
Give me a hand here. Do something, would ya?
新キャラですもんね。なんかね、
A new character.
なんでしょうね。こいつのできたまず経緯で言うなら、新キャラ作ろう。新しい敵キャラを作ろうっていうつもりで作ったキャラっていうわけではなくて、こいつができたのも結構開発も終盤なんですよね。もう終わり頃になってできたやつで、できた時ももうあらかた結構ゲームができてたんですよ。ゲームプレイしてて、普通にプレイしてもう普通に遊べると。ただやっぱチェックプレイしてると、なんかここにもうちょっとこういう敵欲しいなとか、もうちょっと硬い敵欲しいな、強い敵欲しいなとか、ここでなんかハンマー振り回すやつ欲しいよねっていう、ちょっとこうなんでしょうね、ゲーム側からゲーム側と話してて、こういう役割のやつが欲しいっていうのから来て、こいつが出来上がったっていう感じですね。なんで新キャラを作ろうと思って作ったやつではなかったりします。で、なんですかね。で、なぜ牛の頭をかぶってるかっていうのも言うて結構人が多いゲームなんですよ。序盤はガナードだったりとか、出てくる敵も相対するものもこっち側も全部
That was a regular dude.
っていうのもあるんで、もうちょっとクリーチャーなホラーが欲しいっていうのと、あと今回そのイルミナス教団とか、そういうなんですかね、邪教徒の怖さ、ロスイルミナドス教団とかのその敵のちょっと宗教的なホラーのモチーフをもう少し入れたいっていう話があったんで、そういうところで、そういうのを入れるのはどうだろうっていうので、牛の頭とか鹿の頭とかよくバイオでは切り取って飾ってたりするんですよね。だからこういうところから、こういうのをかぶせて、敵にしようかなというところからI
always love hearing about all of the the thought process that goes into something seemingly very straightforward. Because it would have made sense if he just said, we just thought having a bull's head on his face was funny or was scary, so we just did that. And yeah, I think most people would accept that. But to hear the careful consideration that goes into it is interesting to me. I always find that fascinating.
実は一緒に戦っててもプレイヤーの方を牛の頭が向いたりとかもしないし、実は首だけ触れてるんですよね。プレイヤーの方見てないんですよ。牛の目もプレイヤーを見てない。それはなぜかって言ったら死体の頭をかぶってるからっていうのを結構大事にして作ってますね。だからあくまでミノタウロスにしちゃうとファンタジーになるけど、バイオハザードでの解釈はやっぱこれは牛の死体をかぶってるおかしい人だ。でウイルスで強くなっているっていうところのは大事にしてるっていう感じですね。はい。
To keep up with all of our coverage, bookmark Game Informer.
It's interesting. A lot of consideration goes into this little stuff. I find it fascinating. What's up, Nut Job? What's up? That's good. I was always annoyed by stalking crows. Yeah, he is pretty scary. Sure is. I only find the boulder hilarious when I like that, and would like to see that kept. I mean, RE8 had a crawling fetus monster, so who knows? Sure did. Fact check true. Will today's stream be shorter or full length? It'll be shorter, Jan. Like, we'll probably wrap it up here in just a little bit. Mainly, I wanted to, for one, test to make sure the 4K streaming thing would work. It's mainly working. I do have a couple things I need to tweak to make sure it's fully functioning. But it's working pretty well. And then I wanted to just hang out and get some viewer engagement for tomorrow's video. Super fun. I'm really glad you all turned out. It's super awesome. Let's see. Play Cyberpunk. We can try that. Let me show. I can show you what it looks like running on this 4090. You want to see that? We'll do that tomorrow too. But I'll show you. I can show you what Cyberpunk looks like fully cranked. Getting turned. Yeah, Tony, it's 1440p. Basically what YouTube's doing is, this is one of the reasons I wanted to test it, because you can't stream at 4K if you're on low latency mode. It will transcode down to 1440p, but if you try to like stream at 4K on normal latency, then it'll allow it to be at 4K. There will just be a slightly added delay. So it's one of the things I wanted to test with this. Okay, just to show you at the start, Windows G, I'm gonna pin this with frame rate, okay? So we're gonna go in here, settings, graphics, texture quality high, DLSS frame generation, super resolution, let's put that to, let's just leave it on auto, let it do its thing. Field of view 100, motion blur, we'll leave it at high, but everything else is cranked to high, ultra, or psycho, depending on what's available. Including ray tracing, which is set to psycho, okay? So we are fully cranked. Fully cranked. Are you ready? We're gonna back out, and I'm just gonna hit continue. No special load, nothing. Right into the game. Frame rate's in the top left. Making sure it's not tearing too bad on stream. I don't think it is. For me, it is buttery smooth. Very, very smooth. Let's get a bike in here. There it is. It's stupid smooth. it's a little ridiculous. I mean, most of this is frame generation though. So those new, where's it going? Did somebody steal my bike? It's just rolling away. Oh, there's a dick on the wall. Oh, there's a big dick. Okay. Okay, it's not just the one. Oops. Dicky Twisty. Dicky Twister. Not Twisty. That would somehow be even weirder than that. Okay, is this bike gonna show up? And not drive off? Whoop. Okay, so yeah, we're floating at like 130 frames. And once I start driving quickly, you'll see like it doesn't really dip that much. Water with ray traced reflections, not really dipping. Oh god. Driving still kind of sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, it's like maybe dropping 5 to 10 frames while driving, but not a whole lot. Now, you want to see how much of this is the new tech for the 4090? Look at this. So if I pause, I go to settings, graphics, and I just turn off frame generation and DLSS. So now it's just what the 4090 can render. Look how much it drops. All the way down to 30. Isn't that crazy? So like this crazy high-end graphics card running this game at that resolution at 4K natively without any tricks of upscaling with AI or frame injection or anything, it can only get this going at 30 frames. That's how demanding this game is with ray tracing. Now if I turn on DLSS, let's wait for the frame gen. Let's turn on DLSS just to auto. Let's see where that goes. We were before at 33. DLSS can take it to about 90, which means the frame injection where AI is creating additional frames by itself without any actual rendering, that is adding a whole, like, what, 50 frames? 40 to 50 frames? Yeah. How insane is that? And it doesn't even, like, look... It doesn't look that bad at all. It doesn't really look like there's a lot of like artifacting or anything from DLSS or from the frame injection. It's insane. It's ridiculous. Like, I had heard that the DLSS 3.0 improvements were pretty massive and that they had gotten rid of a lot of like the graininess and issues with that. But, I mean, look at this. This does not look like it's running... Over half of it is based on... Oops. Over half of these performance improvements... I can't even talk. Over half of these performance enhancements are because of AI upscaling and stuff. It's not even like raw rendering. If the graphics card were rendering this by itself, it would max out at about 35 frames right here. So almost 100 frames extra come from AI upscaling. Now, like here, I can see some graininess. It might not come through on stream. We are streaming at higher bitrate and fidelity, so you might be able to see it. But like above my head and in that light, like there is a little graininess. Not much, and if you're moving, you're not really going to be able to tell. And when you focus on it, yeah, see, that's a straight up reflection of that. It is kind of... No, that's right. That's right. All of those reflections are accurate. Even the car flying above, it's getting that reflection. And it's still at like 140 frames. It's ridiculous. Is it real? Record your keyboard and mouse. Yeah, I'll make a little clip making it look like I'm being held hostage. Follow your instincts. Oh, jeez. And I will say, when it's running at this frame rate, like, combat feels real good. The game was hard to play on lower frame rates. Whoa. Okay, it wasn't hard to play, but playing on higher frame rates is nice. Oh, I got hit by a car. Oops. Yep. Oopsie poopsie. Oh, jeez. Try it at night? Yeah, let's do that. I think I have a save. These are a bunch of saves from our last test when we were testing out the flying cars. I think this was at night. This is definitely at night. Yeah, this is only like 10 hours into the game. It just works. Let's see it. Nighttime is where the ray tracing really kicks in. I mean, dude, we're still sitting pretty good. It's that frame injection stuff. That tech is crazy. Because if you missed the showcase where they showed it off, basically it just takes like you saw on DLSS, it's running at like 85 to 90 frames in a situation like this. So all the AI is doing is looking between those frames in real time and then making up additional frames. It just predicts what they'll look like based on movements and trajectories of items on screen. Kind of guesses what it'll look like and then injects it. And I mean, it does a very good job. Even like quickly moving the camera, I can't see any issues. Like, and I'm seeing this at the full 137 frames and I can't see any distortion or anything. Like this, I can see how this is a game changer for sure. And those reflections. That's ridiculous, dude. The stream is like at 25 frames. Oh, really? Well, that's good to know. That's very good to know. See, that's why we're testing it. To test. Are you a Playboy Cardi fan? I have literally no idea what that series of words means. I literally have no idea what that even is. Does that make me seem like a boomer? Probably. It's back at good frames now, so it must be... Let me see if when I start moving like crazy, I'm watching for drop frames. If you're motion sick, prone, don't look at the screen. I'm trying to see, maybe is it a power delivery issue? $30.95. I do see that we dropped more frames, but I don't know why. There really shouldn't be a reason why. That's odd. Okay. Well, I mean, that's why we test these things. that's why we test it. So, yeah, the 4090's actually stupid. It's like a little insane. it's ridiculous. Yeah, go get some sleep, yawn, or whatever you're gonna go do. Go chill. Good to see you. Honestly, I think it was on the internet/YouTube's end. There have been some issues with that. Like yesterday's stream, there were weird issues where it was dropping. It's odd. I don't know what the deal is. Definitely saving for the 4090. Yeah, it's ridiculously huge. Like, you see it. I mean, it's like that. It's a solid, what, like 5 inches? 5-6 inches? Which is huge. Massive. I mean, it's ridiculous. So Apex Gaming PCs, who put this thing together for me, we're partners now. They built this PC from scratch for me, and this card came in and they realized it wouldn't fit in this PC case normally slotted, because it's like a 3-slot thick card. It's ridiculous. So they had to vertically mount it and do like a custom metal bracket mounting thing over here to get it working. It's insane. It's just a ridiculously huge card. A 3080 doesn't even fit in my case. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. That's pretty average. Foxy, you're not fooling anyone. 5 to 6 inches is massive. It's bafflingly huge. Is that a yeah, it's the Zotac. It's ridiculous. It's like actually ridiculous. But it works. I mean, it works ridiculously well. Just joking. Those 6 inches. Shit. Yeah. Oh, you're good. Did you see PlayStation Plus monthly games is ending in a couple months? Yeah, we talked about it on stream yesterday. It'll be a stream highlight that goes up. It's unbelievable. I tried to figure out like what their thought process is. Like, is that because they want to maybe like I don't know. Are they trying to do some weird sort of repackaging, and so they're going to come up with like a better version of Game Pass to compete with it, or like what? I just don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. It's insane. Because they already weren't really competitive with Xbox, and now they're really not competitive with Xbox, like at all. It's bad. Thank you, Disco Cobra. That's most definitely what's up.
Disco Cobra 2013 donated $20 through Super Chat.
Thank you.
I believe IV mentioned something about these games before, but I would love driver remakes of at least the first 3 games. NFS remakes of Underground or Most Wanted. Burnout remakes of 3 and Revenge.
Yeah, maybe too much red tape. I would imagine there's a good amount of red tape with those, just because they're big franchised things. So there's all sorts of licensing disputes you might run into. But I think it would be... I've heard a lot of people say that they would love that. So I think they'd make money, but it's just... I mean, you're also... With games like that, you have to time the release really, really well, because there's 2 gargantuan racing games, that capitalize a lot of attention every year. Gran Turismo and then Forza, if they release on an annualized basis. Usually, I think they take a few years between nowadays, but yeah, I don't know. There's probably a lot of hiccups you got to jump into. They're getting rid of the PlayStation Plus collection, not the monthly games. Yeah, it's literally 20 of the 700. Well, so it's 20. Like we read off the full list of them. Hold on. PlayStation Plus games removed. But it's a lot of the PlayStation classics. Yeah. So it includes God of War, Fallout 4, Mortal Kombat, Uncharted 4, Ratchet & Clank, Days Gone, Until Dawn, Detroit Become Human, Battlefield 1, Infamous Second Son, Batman Arkham Knight, Last Guardian, The Last of Us Remastered, Resident Evil 7, Bloodborne, and Monster Hunter World. I think what it is, like, it comes down to this quote down here. Jim Ryan has said, quote, that a subscription model like Xbox Game Pass, quote, doesn't make any sense, end quote, for Sony's first-party operation. And so I think simply they've come to the conclusion that, like, they can't beat Xbox at the game they're playing with Game Pass, so they're just not going to play. You know? So I think that's really what it comes down to. They can't beat it, so they're just not going to try. So like, okay, we can't compete with the value of Game Pass, so we're just going to offer our games for purchase. If you want to play on PlayStation, you have to buy the game. That's it. Because their PlayStation collection wasn't really competitive, so I think you'll start to see that they are stepping down a lot from trying to offer stuff as part of the subscription model. I think they're just moving on from it. They've tried it. They're realizing they just can't keep up. And maybe part of it also, this is something to remember, part of it might also be that they're preparing for disputes with Xbox over the Activision Blizzard acquisition. So it might honestly just come down to them trying to be a little bit more like true to their word, put their money where their mouth is, and actually be consistent. Because recently, like, they give Xbox crap for all of these exclusives, and then they're saying that the subscription model is bad for gamers because then gamers can't actually own their games. Meanwhile, Sony is also offering a subscription model for games where you basically rent them as long as you're a subscriber. So I think there might be some repositioning there as well. You just never know. There's a lot of pieces that go into this. A lot of stuff. Real quick, Duderson, thank you again for the £2. Cynical view on Wo Long, I've pre-ordered already. I'm not cynical at all with that game. I'm, like, skeptical with any new studio. Absolutely. Like, I would look at it skeptically. I would say everybody should look at it skeptically. But as of right now, what they've shown is seemingly pretty impressive. It's clear that there's a game there, which, amazingly enough, is an accomplishment nowadays. But I think it looks really good. I've gotten confirmation that we'll be getting a review code for that, so we should be good for that. And I'm looking forward to it. It should be good. I'm interested. Very, very interested. They'll still be available through PlayStation Plus. You just need premium or extra. Yeah, they're not part of the included bundle for PlayStation 5 members, because they called it, what was it called? The PlayStation, was it the PlayStation? It was the PlayStation Plus collection coming to PS5. It was one of the promotions for the PlayStation 5. Because I think what their goal was, and this like is probably the simplest explanation, they added this to basically encourage people who didn't own a PlayStation 4 to buy the PlayStation 5, either coming from Xbox or just they've never owned a console before, so they're going to buy the PlayStation 5 as their first one. And they wanted to give them the option to have some games included in the PlayStation Plus collection that they could play day one without having to spend a ton of extra money or investigate each and every one. They could just try them, basically. And now that the PlayStation 5 is successful, they're just getting rid of it because they don't need that as a promotional item. Because you remember at launch, one of the concerns was that there weren't enough games to play. So this, I think, was part of the way that they tried to tackle it. So this might have been the plan from day one, was to get rid of this right around now. So, you know, it might not actually be that big of a deal for them whatsoever. But I agree, it seems really, really strange. Please review Buddy. What is Buddy? Buddy. Buddy. I don't actually know that. The demo is awesome and they listen to feedback. Like extending the parry window and healing time. I don't know a game called Buddy. That's weird. I'll look into it. Buddy. Buddy. Disco Cobra, thank you again for the $10. Very generous. Is it going to trigger? Is it going to read it? The moment I start reading it, it's going to trigger the alert. I just know it. On the same topic of remakes, I'm mostly looking forward to the mother. Every time. Every freaking time.
Disco Cobra 2013 donated $10 through Super Chat.
Thank
On
you.
the same topic of remakes, I am mostly looking forward to the Remedy remakes of Max Payne 1 and 2. Hope they do something like Re 4 or Dead Space style remakes. Using the same voice act.
Oh, that's weird. It cut out. I'm mostly looking forward to the Remedy remakes of Max Payne 1 and 2. Hope they do something like RE4 or Dead Space remakes using the same voice actor. That would be really, really cool. Just to like give the original actor another chance at it, another whack at it. I think that's great when they do that type of thing. And I would love it if they started doing that for like films and stuff. Like Mario. The fact that they didn't hire the Mario actor is unbelievable. Like that's ridiculous. And they hire Chris Pratt of all people instead. Like it's just insane. It's just dumb. But yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Totally agree. Oh, you were talking about Wolong and it auto-corrected to Buddy. Okay, that's funny. It corrected that. Yeah, no, I'll be reviewing Wolong for sure. For sure. I'm very, very much interested in that. So yeah, don't worry about that. Weird, your comment section is different than mine sometimes. Is it because... It might be because the comment section is set to top chat versus live chat. I don't know why YouTube has it separate, and I'm not really sure what it changes, but I think that's probably what it is. I'm not your fan, sport. I'm not your buddy, fan. I won't lie, I wouldn't mind the OG Uncharted games be remade and brought up to current standards so even run the Uncharted 4 engine. I think that would be awesome. But here's the thing that I'm not sure about. I really don't know how well it's selling nowadays. Because we heard that Uncharted 4 on Steam, Uncharted 4 on Steam with the Lost Legacy bundled in, it apparently didn't sell as well as they were expecting. So I think Uncharted is a little bit... I think it's probably over... I don't know if it's over marketed, but I there's something about it where people maybe are burnt out or something. So I don't know if they're looking at it and they might not think that there's enough headroom there. Like there's other games they could remaster that would sell well beyond what Uncharted would. Like if they just remaster or remake, like not even a remake, if they just remaster Bloodborne and allow it to run at 60, that thing will sell, no doubt, 5 to 10 million copies. I have zero doubt in my mind. It'll sell very, very well. All they have to do is do that. I don't know if, I think what it is it's Miyazaki. I don't think he's allowing Sony to do it. I think he's got a firm hold on the rights to that, and he's just keeping them pinned down. But I mean, that thing would print money. Everybody knows that would print money. Well, yeah, Luke, they gave PC players the 4th game and no 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, no, I mean, it was a weird way to do that. I totally agree. It was a weird choice to not include the Drake collection as well. I really... surely they could have just built in like an emulator, an open source emulator, and then just taken the Uncharted collection and done that. But I guess not. I guess they can't do that. I guess they can't. What happened to the Prince of Persia remake, though? I felt like it got canned or delayed indefinitely because of the very bad PR Cyberpunk had. It got, well, for one, they announced it. It didn't look very good for being a remake. Like, if it was a remaster, I think people would have forgiven it. But the fact they were calling it a remake, and it really did not look like a remake. It looked like a remaster. That upset a lot of people. And then apparently the studio working on it just couldn't figure it out. So my understanding is they last took it, I think they sent it to Montreal or Quebec. And so that team is now working on it, and they're redoing a lot of it. So my understanding is that they're just basically starting over on it. But we'll eventually see it, I think. But who knows? That seems like one of those games that they could shadow drop, and it released like 6 months ago and nobody knew. That happens occasionally, where I'll talk about a game and I'm like, yeah, I think it's delayed and they're still working on it. And somebody's like, it came out last June. I'm like, oh, oops. That's an oopsie. Huh, who knew? There is no PS4 emulator, and the PS3 emulator can't run the Uncharted games. Of course it can't. That's crazy. So they really would have to just rebuild everything. Yeah, so I mean, but I totally agree, though. Like, the fact that Uncharted 4 launched with Lost Legacy, and then also just there's no context given to PC players. Of course, people weren't that thrilled on it. Naturally. And also, like, Naughty Dog recently announced, Naughty Dog came out and said that they're done with Uncharted. They were moving on. That's what Neil Druckmann said. And that doesn't mean that we won't get another Uncharted game. It just means it'll go to a different studio. But Naughty Dog is done with Uncharted, which is, you know, unfortunate. But, you know, I can also respect their artistic integrity of being like, no, we've played that through. We want to try new stuff. Props. Because they've only done Uncharted and The Last of Us since like 2008. I think, right? The last, like, Jak and Daxter were all before that, I'm pretty sure. So, like, it's been Uncharted 1 and then 2 and then was 3. 3 was before The Last of Us Part 2, or The Last of Us. And then Uncharted 4 came out, and then then The Last of Us Part 2. And then The Lost Legacy. And I think part of the reason they're moving on from Uncharted is specifically because The Lost Legacy wasn't received super well. People still hype it up, and people still, you know, do love it. But I think that Uncharted The Lost Legacy really lost a lot of the charm that had people excited and interested, which is too bad. You think they'll move on from The Last of Us soon? Well, I mean, they're doing this multiplayer game, so at the very least, they're not going to move on from that. They're going to be supporting that for a while. So I wouldn't say that they're moving on, but I don't think that the next big game they do will be a Last of Us game. I think they're going to do something in a new IP out of nowhere, and they'll probably announce that probably like 2025, I would guess. They've said that they were bummed and they didn't like how much notice they gave people for The Last of Us Part 2. They want to release something a little tighter. Announce it, release it later that year, that type of thing. So we'll see. Maurer, thank you for the 30 shekels. Appreciate you. I would love Embracer to greenlight a classic Tomb Raider remake. I think the OG version of Lara Croft is Lara Croft is much more interesting and ahead of her time, and they should also hire original voice actors as well. That actually could be cool. Who knows? They might. Nostalgia is a big seller right now. And Embracer's greenlit some interesting projects, so they might. I heard they're going sci-fi next. Yeah, they might. I've heard that too. I haven't seen anything. I don't really talk with people within Naughty Dog regularly. They're extremely hush-hush. Like Ubisoft, people will reach out and be like, yeah, I'm not sure if I can talk about this, but here's what's going on. Or like, you know, I read on stream a message I got from one of the devs on God of War Ragnarok, who offered some insight on parts of the game that got like cut and things that were rushed. He's like, you remember that part of the game? Yeah, that's rushed because there was a whole like hour-long section between those two events and the whole thing got cut out. Like the part where you're creating Ragnarok, you know, if you played the game, you know, you go off to the ledge within like the spark of the world and then you fight the Valkyries and things. Atreus turns into a bear and all that. There apparently was a whole section that was like an hour long between that where you go and like take the dude and then you walk off and you find his mistress and then she goes into his heart and then like they cut out like an hour of gameplay, which is why that part felt weirdly rushed. And little stuff like that's really, really interesting. But with Naughty Dog, people never reach out and talk at all about that stuff. People are very hush-hush. And it's because, like, to work at Naughty Dog is a major accomplishment. It's very, very coveted to work at Naughty Dog. Because if you work at Naughty Dog, the odds are pretty high that you're going to be working on one of the games of the year. Like, whenever it releases, it's going to be highly praised. So working at Naughty Dog is a huge boost to your career. So when people get hired there, they do not screw it up. They play by the rules because you don't want to blow that opportunity. What do you think of Atomic Heart? I think it looks amazing. We'll be reviewing that as well. I actually just got confirmation this morning about the review code, so we'll be covering that. I don't know about Hogwarts Legacy. I would love to do a review of that before it comes out, but I have not gotten confirmation of anything on Hogwarts Legacy. I don't know. I'm hoping. But I've gotten no word on a review code. And we're coming down to the wire because in all likelihood, the review code or the reviews will probably go up on the 6th. So if I don't get the game in the next 24 hours, probably, I'm just not getting a review code, which is unfortunate, but that's just, it is what it is. Otherwise, I'll be pre-ordering it and doing, like, I'll start working on a review on the 7th, try to get it out in time for the main launch on the 10th. But yeah, check your spam folder. Yeah, exactly. I did. Yesterday on stream, I checked my spam folder live. Innovating would be popular, but in line with their history of innovating. Check 1 and 2. Yeah, I think they just need to shake it up. It's really healthy for studios to try something different. Same thing with like Santa Monica Studio. They're apparently doing a new IP. They're not working on another God of War next. They're going to do something different. So we'll see. I think we're probably towards the end of this generation, which is weird. We're already like 2 going on 3 years into the PS5, Xbox Series generation. How weird is that? We're already like technically a third to halfway through. That's insane. That's crazy. Because generations are usually 6 to 7 years. So, but what we'll probably see is towards the end of this generation, in 2-3 years, we'll see Santa Monica Studio and Naughty Dog come out with new IP, which is going to be awesome. It's going to be sick. Am I wrong for thinking that Bethesda's Indiana Jones game will just be Uncharted ripoff since it's definitely not going to have Harrison Ford? I mean, it's probably going to feel very, very similar. But it's being made by a team that has a history of doing some really good work in shooters. So it might actually be a really good, like, cinematic style shooter. Like, who knows? Thank you for the $2. Sinosargo, maybe? Kinosargo? I'm not sure. Thank you for the $2. Hey, Luke, do you and Young have beef? Not that I know of. Like, we poked fun at him for a little while because it was really, really funny. And, like, it's just... It was too easy. It was too easy. But basically what it was is like when Cyberpunk 2077 came out, he got a review code and he reviewed it, and like he talked about how they weren't allowed to use their own gameplay footage and stuff like that. But he called the game a game of his dreams, and still continued to like pretty well hype the game up, even when he was playing it and knew that it was problematic, let's just say. And like when the game came out, then he pulled a 180 and immediately started talking about how horrible it was. He made all these videos with like the big clickbait in the thumbnail and title of, you know, disaster at CD Projekt Red, and saying, this is a terrible travesty. They have betrayed our trust. I'm like, dude, 3 days ago, you called it a game of your dreams and like hyped people up. And that's just not cool. So we poked fun at him. We teased him a little bit. He did apologize for all of that. He unlisted all of his videos hyping up the game that he released before the game came out, which like we've also teased him for, like, oh, you're trying to erase history. But let's be real. We all were lied to. Like, that was not an issue of him being super naive or anything. Like, they lied to him. They lied to all of us. That whole thing was just a mess. It wasn't just him, you know? And so he apologized, and he was like, yeah, I'm sorry that we were really positive towards the game when we did the review. But, you know, we didn't know what we didn't know. And I totally understand that. So I've stopped doing, like, I stopped doing all the easy gags and jokes at his expense, because I used to put, like, I did a couple of videos where I like put his face in the, like, a video of him, and then did like a face tracking thing and put a clown makeup on his face in the video. It was like, you know, one of those Snapchat filter looking things. So like I did some fun stuff like that. It just screwing around. And like, if he ever wanted to chat, I would happily chat with him. Like, I don't have a beef with him, but you know, I do think that people have a responsibility to their audiences to be very clear and direct. And I'll tell you guys when I screw up, and I will be direct with you, and I will work very hard to improve on my mistakes and to try and make amends if I screw something up or if I make some issues. But I also want to be understanding and forgiving if people also screw up, because we all screw up. We're all going to make mistakes. And in the case of Yong, like, we joke. He reads articles and then passes it off as original content. Yeah, no, we joke about that. Yeah, because it's funny. Like, but he's also made a career and makes a lot of money off of reading articles. That's cool. Well, yeah, good job, dude. Like, you're getting your bag, you know? So we'll poke fun and we'll tease and stuff, but he can also poke fun at me. It's like, yeah, you're a skeptical prick for a living. And I'm like, yeah, straight up. You got me. You figured me out, dude. You know, like, none of this is too serious. Like, we're talking about video games, for God's sake. Like, if you can't joke around and poke fun a little bit, what's the point? What's the point? Jonathan, thank you for the $19.99. Very generous. Thank you. I bought a $600 PC from Walmart just to play 7 Days to Die, and it can barely run that. It's basically a potato. Where should I look to purchase a reasonably priced PC that can run simple games as well? I'm not PC savvy. Well, Jonathan, I will be like completely honest with you. I do have a partnership that we just got with Apex Gaming. They literally built this PC for me. So like, they literally did that. So I'm not the most unbiased person to ask here, and I won't pretend to be totally unbiased. But they do very good work, and I'll just toss the link, like my affiliate link in there if you want to look at the stuff they have. But they do very good stuff. They do very, very good stuff. I'm very pleased with the quality of what they built. And like you'll see on that link, there's 3 different tiers of PCs. So you can do like, you know, something more baseline, starter level, mid tier, and then high end. And then if you wanted to customize something even crazier, you could go and like get my exact PC and just crank it. But that starter PC that's on that page will be more than enough to run most games, and it'll far outperform anything you could get at Walmart or Target or anything like that. So I would check them out. I can recommend them because I actually use it, and you know, I'm very impressed with the quality of the build that they do, because I built the PC on top. I built the streaming PC from scratch, and if you look at like back here, there's another PC down there which is the old streaming PC that just got retired yesterday. So I've built PCs before, and I'm very impressed with the work they did here. So that's who I would recommend you check out. Personal recommendation. So that's what I would say. And like I said, if you go through that link, it does support me. I do get a little bit of kickback if you choose to purchase something from them. But I also like actually believe in the product because I do use it. It's my main gaming PC, for goodness sake. So that's what I would say. But thank you again for the $19.99. I appreciate that. Do you think that the exploration in Hogwarts will be similar to Elder Scrolls? No, my understanding is the exploration will be much more similar to Bully. If you ever played the game Bully. That's my understanding of how this is structured. So there's going to be classes, there's going to be quests that require you to go throughout the castle to certain points for those classes. Those classes can level up certain items for your character. You can get equipment, you can brew potions in potions class, stuff like that. And so you can benefit in that way from attending classes and doing that. But it's not going to be just like, do whatever you want nonstop for 30 hours and then you stumble on side quests and everything. There is a structure to it. They've said that the side quests are all fairly short. There's not going to be the kind of thing where you start a side quest and then you get sidetracked through 30 hours of connected side quests like in The Witcher 3. There's nothing like that. It's going to be side quests are side content, main quests are main content. That's how they're trying to do it. I'd call it a curated, story-driven open world. Yes. Yeah, a linear narrative open world game. Can you punch trees to get wood? I mean, if that's what gets you off, sure. Oh, God. Yeah, I'll see myself out. Thank you. Is it Helder? Marquez? Thank you. Hey, Luke, First, I want to thank you for the great content and the great Discord community you've built. Just want to ask if you've ever heard or played of Hotline Miami, an amazing indie game. Thank you. I appreciate that for one. And two, I have heard of it. I have not played it, but I've heard very, very good things. Very, very good things. Any idea of the duration of the campaign? The leaks that most people have settled on are between about 35 hours for the main story, 70 hours if you want to do everything. However, they have said that there will be certain things specific to your house. So in theory, I would guess if you wanted like a platinum trophy, you would probably need to go through the game 4 times through each house. I would guess. But I don't know that for sure. But the leaks I've seen are main story is 70, or main story is 35. Everything, all the side quests is going to be about 70, but trophies wise, there might be trophies specific to each house, in which case you need to play it 4 times to get all of them. You know, I hope there's multiple endings. I personally, by the way, Andre, thank you so much for 4 months. That's crazy. Thanks for all the content. How's the gameplay reveal of the day before? I missed it. Well, you can go back. It will also be a main video for the channel, the main channel tomorrow. So you could also watch it there, but, not great. Really not great. It was pretty rough. Really, really rough. Yeah, Nick, earlier we had 1,000 people in here while we were filming the video. It was pretty crazy. It felt a little hectic, but it was fun. But as for multiple endings, my understanding, like I talked to Retro Raconteur about it, and he convinced me this is probably going to be a trilogy. They're starting you as a fifth year. And starting as a 5th year is very specific, because what that would imply to me is that they're setting up for 3 games for, your 5th year, 6th year, and 7th year. They've said maybe this game goes from 5th to 6th year and kind of spans the 2. And I think that would work great. And so they also have placed this at a time in the world of Harry Potter where Dumbledore would be a very young student. I believe Tom Riddle is possibly wandering around this time. So they've set it up in a way where there's a lot of possibilities for things to do narratively that are very, very interesting. So I'm very interested. My only issue, and you've mentioned it in your video with Retro, is it being the same setting for 3 games. That is very fair. And it's fair. It's a good point that I made. But no, and if you didn't see that video, basically what I said and the point that I was concerned about is if you're going to make 3 games in this world and in this setting, you've got to figure out how you make it feel like special or unique. Because if you're setting 3 games in Hogwarts, how do you make the second game feel different? How do you make the third game feel different? Right? Because you've explored this castle multiple times. You've explored the map around it multiple times. It's not like you can just change it because it's Hogwarts. You can't do that. So you'd have to add in like, oh, we're going to travel to London and we're going to do a game there. But if you're going to play a Harry Potter or a Hogwarts Legacy 2 or a Hogwarts Redemption 2 or whatever they end up calling it, if you're going to play another Hogwarts game and you mostly are not in Hogwarts, it doesn't feel right. You know, it's just something weird is going on. So I don't know how they'll do it. I'm very interested though. Quidditch. Yeah, I think Quidditch, they probably spin off into its own game and I think it would sell fine. I think that would make a ton of money if they did that. Maybe a DLC, maybe an expansion. I don't know. Apparently they had a version of it working. And then they cut it out early in development. They just didn't want to spend the time finessing it. And it's probably because they realized they could just do it as a standalone game and it'd be fine. So we'll see. But apparently they have the foundations there. Just point of information, Tom Riddle was born in 1926. Okay, then why? Okay. Then I misunderstood something. Somebody was saying it was about a century before. So I was going off of like the 90s. Century before that, 1890s, which is right around the time this game takes place. But maybe I misread the quote, or maybe somebody misquoted the book when they said Tom Riddle has been in our minds for a century or something like that. I don't remember. It's been a while. So that's good to know. Thank you for the correction. They made the Harry Potter movie games based off of Hogwarts, which did sell well. Maybe they can just do that and add stuff into Hogwarts. Maybe, but they already have like the Room of Requirement in the game. They have the surrounding areas and lands. Apparently we can go to like Hogsmeade. I don't know. I really don't know how they change it up, but what I do know is this game's going to sell stupid well. They're going to make so much money with it. It's like they're going to greenlight whatever they want to do next. And so if they have ideas for what they would do with a sequel, they're going to greenlight it no matter what. So the sales, yeah, the sales are maybe record setting. I think so. Yeah. No, it's people. This is a game people are going to buy multiple times. The stupid thing is Harry Potter fans are not going to bow to like the calls for boycotts because they've been waiting for this game since they were kids. So they're going to buy it anyways. And now a lot of people who are kind of iffy on the game, because let's be real, there's a lot of people in gaming who just like to troll like the Twitter types. A lot of those guys are going to buy the game anyways just to screw over and say nanny nanny noo noo to the Puritans on Twitter. So it's going to just sell ridiculously well, no matter what. Chrissy, do I think it'll be Game of the Year? It depends on how you define Game of the Year. I don't think IGN or those places would give it Game of the Year because they're already weirded out by the J.K. Rowling stuff. I think for a lot of gamers, it'll be their favorite Game of the Year. But I think probably as of right now, the lead contenders for Game of the Year will in all likelihood be the upcoming sequel, Tears of the Kingdom, sequel to Breath of the Wild. That thing is going to be a front runner, I'm sure. And Starfield, if it's not horribly broken and totally boring, that probably will be received very well and be a nominee. So we'll see. But I mean, I think for most gamers who play it and have been like Harry Potter fans for a while, this game probably, if it lives up to the hype in any sort of tangible way, is going to just cause people to lose their minds. So, oh right, that comes out this year. Yeah, and nobody's talking about it. It's baffling. It's like the sleeper of this year. Nobody's talking about it. I think after Hogwarts Legacy comes out, there will be a little bit of hype around Atomic Heart, and then a little bit about Wolong, and then come like mid-March, going into April and June, or April, May, and June, all of the attention's going to be on Tears of the Kingdom. So it's just a matter of time. even though you don't get on hype trains anymore, but the best game, or what's the best game you're looking forward to this year? Or what am I looking forward to this year? I mean, Hogwarts Legacy I'm very excited about. I am trying to be very skeptical of Hogwarts Legacy, but they're also steadily convincing me more and more by doing some impressive things, like taking the time to show off or to let people play the game early. They're taking time to release gameplay trailers, and they've been extremely transparent, which is a very good thing. So they've quelled a lot of my fears, and talking with other content creators who specifically cover Hogwarts Legacy, it's comforted me a lot. So I'm very excited for that game. I think that game looks really good. Atomic Heart looks badass. I'm very excited for that. Tears of the Kingdom I'm sure will be good. I'm not sure if it'll feel just as magical as Breath of the Wild, but if anybody could pull it off, it's Nintendo. And Starfield, while I'm not hyped about it, I'm very interested in it. Like, it could be awesome, but it also could be a total mess. And I'm excited to see which. Because either way, it's either going to be really funny because it's horrible, or it's going to be awesome because it's a new great game to play. So either way, we win, right? Let's see. Are you feeling Diablo 4 or too weirded out by Blizzard? It's also just the type of game it is. Like, those types of games that are very, very grind heavy, I've never been crazy into. I will have friends that will lose weeks of their lives to it. And so maybe I'll pop in and try it, but I've never been that into those types of games. Jedi Survivor. Oh yeah, that is another game that's coming out. That one also, I just for whatever reason forget. That's now late April, I believe, because they delayed it again. So that's now late April. And that so far it looks good. And if that lives up to the hype and is certainly polished, I think that's going to be a contender for Game of the Year as well. It'd be crazy if EA wins Game of the Year again. That'd be great for them. From a first-party studio, not from one of their like indie subsidiaries, but like a first-party studio, that'd be great. That'd be wonderful. They would love that. One thing I'm slightly concerned about with Hogwarts Legacy is how, let's see. Hold on, it's glitching out on that screen. How livable, interactive, and immersive this game is. Once you have done the puzzles and story, what else can you do in the world? I think that's it. But also I don't see that as potentially a huge problem. I mean, it's a video game, so it's not going to be a life simulator. It's not something that you're really meant to spend 300 hours in. Once you've gone through 70 hours of content, you've done a lot. And like Cyberpunk, once you've finished all the side quests, you're just kind of done. Like, there's not much else to do. Same with The Witcher. Like, I have a save on The Witcher 3, which has like 100 hours or something. And on The Witcher 3, after 100 hours of the main game, like, there's not much else to do. Like, you've killed all the monsters, you've done all the side quests. You're just kind of wandering around. There's nothing else to do. And so the world starts to feel bland and empty. And that's more just a restriction of video games. But while I agree, like, I'm sure in Hogwarts Legacy, you're going to run out of stuff to do after probably about 60, 70 hours. To me, that doesn't seem like a major issue. Like, there's only there's only so much you can do in a game. And that's a pretty good turnout, I think, for a video game. Well, yeah. Well, you can replay stuff, Bjorn. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the point with Hogwarts Legacy. If you reach 60, 70 hours and you've done everything, you can just restart with a different house, play through the game again, and there will be lots of stuff to do. Same with Red Dead. Replay the game. You've you've done that, but it's still fun. You can still do that. You can absolutely do the same thing with Hogwarts Legacy. And with Red Dead as well. I mean, Red Dead is another example of a game. Once you get through the epilogue and you're running around with John Marston, there really is not much to do. Like, I know there's going to be people who are like, actually, I hunted for another 80,000 or like 150 hours or something. Great. But for 95% of players, they've already done all the hunting by then, probably with Arthur before the main story ended. And they're probably feeling pretty good. Like, probably feeling pretty good. Do you think you'll play on hard for Hogwarts? I really don't know. Usually for reviews, I play on normal, just because I want to play it on what most people will experience it with. because I think that that's more fair. Like if I'm going to critique a game and be like, so the combat's really lackluster and unchallenging. If I'm playing on very easy, you're going to be like, what the hell are you doing? Like you're complaining about the combat not being hard, but you're playing on easy. Or if I play on hard and I'm like, yeah, the combat is extremely difficult. It's like, yeah, because you're playing on hard. So I try to play on normal or default or recommended difficulty, whatever they recommend or whatever it defaults to. And then I'm critiquing what most players will experience. And that to me seems more fair. And then on subsequent playthroughs, I can go through on hard or very hard or whatever else. Which is why, like, for critiques, usually I will play through the game, unless it's a particular type of game. Usually I'll go through and I'll try on, like, very hard and just see what the game is like. Because there's, some games, very hard requires more skill and finesse. Some games, it just turns everybody into bullet sponges, and it's just not fun. So you find out pretty quickly once you start trying that. Let's see. Luke, why don't you review The Last of Us show weekly? Could be a good little side review weekly. The main issue is just copyright stuff. Like, I realistically can't show any gameplay. And HBO is so hardcore if I show... Or gameplay, footage of it. And so if I show any footage, likely they will just strike. Like, not even take down the video or block it. They could potentially issue a copyright strike on the channel, which you do not want. So, I don't know. I might look into it, but what I've been more interested in is trying to find a way to do like a season 1 recap critique or something. And really taking our time to figure out how to post that properly. So, that's the only reason. But otherwise, I would love to. I found it fun to come on stream the day after because the episodes go up Sunday night and then I'm able to come on stream on Mondays and talk about it. And I've enjoyed that. So far the response has been overwhelmingly positive though. People are just popping off about it. What's something you played recently that handled difficulty correctly in your view? I mean, I recently replayed The Last of Us Part 2, but that's an older game, but I recently replayed that, and that handles difficulty really well because, like, the enemies don't turn into bullet sponges. They pretty much stay the same, but the AI skyrockets. Like, the enemies all of a sudden become brilliant. They're able to predict where you're going to move. They're able to hear where you're moving and crawling. They can see through the grass slightly. They become actual humans, and it's awesome. And so that's a difficulty that actually like changes the game in a very good way. So that's probably what I would say. Not footage, but you could show some stills and make points over them. Yeah, I think that's what I'll have to do. I agree. So we'll experiment with it though. We'll figure it out. Actually, a question for the critique process. How do you do it? Are you usually taking notes as you play through, or do you go back through the footage and make your notes on them? Right. So what I do is I have a Google Doc on this monitor, right here. And then I play the game on this monitor. And as I play, I'm doing the thing. And if something happens, I have OBS pulled up over here, which shows the timestamps as it records, like 18 minutes, 35, 36, 37. So what I'll do is as I'm playing, if something weird happens, I will pull aside and then I'll write out the note with the timestamp of when it happened. Clip 4 at 10 minutes, 57 seconds in, dash, this happens. And then I play through the whole game with that. And so it's a very active process. It's not like, people are like, oh, you're probably just chilling and playing the game like that. No, I'm like the whole time taking very detailed notes. Because when you're talking about like a 35, 40 hour, 50 hour game, like God of War Ragnarok, there's often little bitty things like, oh, I ran into this glitch where this happened. Like, oh, this character didn't load in properly, so I've got to reload. If I didn't take the note, I would spend like 45 minutes sifting through footage trying to find it again. And I'd be like, I think it was on a puzzle, and then I think it was here. I remember there was like a mountain in the background. I'd be trying to figure it out. Whereas if I just take the note, I just have it. I can just pull it up. So yeah, it's a very active process. It's not very relaxing. Have you ever considered game design roles for yourself? You seem passionate and about understanding it. Well, I appreciate that, Jeremiah, and I am very passionate about it. I think the main route for me would be either getting a job in game development as a producer, like on the business side, or just starting my own studio and trying to do it that way. My issue is I'm not an artist and I'm not a programmer, so I'm limited in my role. So my role would basically be as like a business lead / creative producer, creative director. And so I would need a very qualified and patient team that could put up with me to work on something like that. And there's just a lot of money involved. As for like the actual process of it, realistically, I could do it, but I would we probably need to get to 1 million or 2 million subs on YouTube. And each video needs to probably do like 500,000 to 750,000 views each upload. And the stream needs to be making good money in order for me to justify it. Because I would basically have to bankroll an indie studio startup and do that. So, if we get there, then I would love to do it. But it's, there's a lot of money that has to go into something like that. And once we invest the money, then we can go to publishers and try to get publishers to give us money to finish the game. And we can do stuff like that then will help get the game across the finish line. But it's not an easy process. For sure, that's what I keep telling myself. In the game, at this point in the game, it isn't really established yet. Yeah, you can handle all Luke's legal stuff, Saul Goodman. Yeah, sure can. I'm confused over all this outrage in the newest game, or the newest episode of The Last of Us. Do people not know that Bill was gay in the game? I guess not. Maybe not. I mean, it was subtle, yeah, but I thought you really needed to not be paying attention to realize or not see that Bill was gay. He calls Frank his partner 15 times. It's pretty clear, but I guess not. And if you read the notes, it's even clearer. So I don't know what their deal was, but yeah, no, I totally agree. It was very, very weird. The people seem surprised, but I think what it is the people that are surprised probably never played the game, and they're just outraged that a video game adaptation has a very openly gay character and gay scene. And while some people I'm sure hadn't thought about it, maybe just hadn't thought about Bill being gay. I could see how if you thought Bill was just a character, and then they add in, from your perception, they add in an entire episode about this character who is just a character being, finding a partner and settling down. And I could see how maybe you would think it was just a flex for diversity or something. But when you know what the character is actually like in the game, it complements the game very, very well. Very, very well. So I don't know. I do think there are a lot of people that just rage about it, though. What game do you think would make it into a great TV series like The Last of Us? I thought The Witcher, but we all know how that's ending. Yeah, my man had gay porn magazine. What's subtle about that? Well, exactly, AHDM. I totally agree. In The Last of Us, Ellie finds that gay porn magazine that she reads in the car, and she says she found it in Bill's stuff. What straight guy just has a gay porn magazine laying around? Not many. But somehow people didn't notice. But I do know for a fact, some people just don't think about the story when they play games. They just go through the motions. So maybe they really didn't. I don't know. But I don't normally watch live streams, but I like listening to you and I value your opinion. Awesome, Ricky. I appreciate that. What straight guy doesn't? I didn't even pick up that was gay porn. I mean, what about, she even says, how does he walk around with that thing? And on the front, it's a big dude on the front of the magazine. And then she says, why are all these pages stuck together? Now as I'm saying it, I'm sure it's oh. But in the moment, maybe you didn't notice it, which is really, really funny. Do you think there's going to be a Harry Potter reboot in a movie or a series form? How do you feel about that? Yeah, I mean, they've already said, Ricky, and I'll wrap up with this because my voice is starting to go. And we've got to edit this video. But I will say they've apparently said that they want to reboot it because I think they just want the money. They need to tap into the Harry Potter hype somehow. And in what form that takes, I don't know. I don't know if they'll try to do a secondary story. I don't know if they'll try to do like another... I don't see it as a restart of like Harry Potter. I think maybe what they would do is they try to rework it into like what happened right after Harry left, continue the story after that in a weird way, or like, I don't know. They've just got to come up with something. They got to come up with something because the hype around the franchise is huge, but they have yet to really tap into it. To be honest, a darker Hogwarts MC would be better than a new Harry Potter. Yeah, I think I would like that. Like a darker version of it. But they also they just lost a lot of the magic of the original series when they tried to do the Fantastic Beasts thing for those films. So, I don't know. Duo Clan, what's up, Luke? I've been enjoying the live channel. You're just fun to listen to. Love from Greece. Awesome. I appreciate you. Sophie, yeah, I know, right? A Thursday stream. Well, we're recording a video. They dropped gameplay today. So I was like, yeah, I could just film it myself in this room all alone, or I could stream it. We had 1,000 people in here while we streamed it. It was insane. It was quite hectic. Quite hectic. Just what I needed to be H. You'll have to go back and see the gameplay reveal that they did. It's like pretty... it's pretty stupid. My voice is starting to go, so I probably need to call it. But we've been going for about 2.5 hours, having a really good time. Sophie, since you just popped in, you could just pop back in the VOD and rewatch it. It'll be fun. But I appreciate you dropping in. A little impromptu thing. Have you heard the awful Harry Potter reboot rumors? Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what they actually do. Are we getting a stream tomorrow? Just wondering. Yes, Fresh. Yeah, we'll be live tomorrow too. Let's see, Dominic, Luke, I found you through a video you made with your phone camera after a gaming event or something. Oh, interesting. Maybe maybe the last video I made with my phone was in response to that Ubisoft reveal. So, like that Ubisoft Assassin's Creed Mirage announcement, like last September, maybe this past September. So maybe that one. That might be it. But anyway, I hope Starfield lives up to the hype. Imagine 1,000 hours, the 1,000 hours of gameplay that could be possible. Oh yeah, dude, I want it to be awesome. I want it to be awesome so bad. I hope it is. I didn't get notified, so I just opened YouTube and saw you were live. Oh, damn it. Well, we'll be live tomorrow as well. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll be rocking and rolling. It'll be great. I don't know why the chat starts to glitch out like this over time. It's really weird. And then when I refresh, then it works. It's really weird. Anyway, much love to all of you. Thank you so much for chilling with me. Like I said, we've got to wrap it up because my voice is starting to go, so I've got to preserve it for tomorrow. I have to preserve my instrument, which is what one of my vocal coaches told me one time. She's like, this is your instrument. Preserve your instrument. It's very valuable. It's like, are you coming on to me? But anyway, thank you for chilling with me. Much love, everybody. We will get this video up for tomorrow, and I'm sure some of you guys will be in it because you were with us. And yeah, thanks for chilling. Much love. I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you to all the memberships, all the donations. You guys are crazy. Truly humbling. I love every single one of you, and I'll see you in the next one. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.